Freshman, sophomore, senior? Senior, okay. So you're all trying to decide on a career in public relations, marketing, is that the case? Okay, all right, so I'll see if, I saw Bob with the head. That's for sure? What's that?
I said reporting, PR, communications.
Or journalism, okay. So before I give you a quiz, let me tell you a little bit about myself. So I started as a journalist. I was a print reporter in the Detroit area. I have a journalism degree from Oakland University up in Metro Detroit. And worked on a string of community newspapers, then daily newspapers, and then went to television. Got hired by ABC, then became the youngest network correspondent for ABC News in its history. Stayed there for a fairly short period of time before I made the career move into public relations and did some corporate consulting work on that side of it, went to the agency side, kind of flipped back and forth and got experience and decided that the agency world was something that I wanted to pursue. And 21 years later, after starting my firm, here we are. So, in terms of how you get here, I'm going to give you this quiz. It's really going to be the first hand up that I'll take. You're not really being graded on it, other than I'm going to see how well prepared you are. How many people in this room read a newspaper every day? One. Okay, you're the only one ready for a career in PR. You're the only one. When I get up in the morning, I read 5 of these before I go to work. By the way, a lot of them say the same thing. But why do I read 5? Because depending which one I'm reading, they have a slightly different slant, which is in and of itself interesting because news at its core is supposed to be unbiased. Journalists are not supposed to give their personal editorial per se. They're supposed to report the story with no editorial bend, and you as the reader or the viewer are supposed to decide upon the objectivity. But now we have leading newspapers, we have right-leaning newspapers, we have Fox News on one side and MSNBC on the other, and CNN somewhere in the middle. So the media has slanted. And so I read those 5 so that I have a good understanding of all the collective points of view. But to operate in the world of public relations, or as a journalist, you have to understand what's going on in the world around you. You cannot counsel a client, you cannot write a story, unless you understand that there are things happening in the world that may or may not be of interest to you, but they're of interest to a lot of constituency groups. So here's your pop quiz. Ready? Got this on my phone. I did prepare 6 questions, and they're pretty easy. But I want to see how well versed you guys are. I'll start with the easiest one, and then I'll move backwards if you don't mind. So let me pull these up.